Hello everyone and welcome to the EGX 2015 special of the TheSixthAxis podcast. As per usual, I am your host, Kris. Weirdly, no one is joining me today. We pre-recorded this during EGX in the pub after we had been out on Friday night, basically. There is a whole cavalcade of people on this episode, though. It was basically everyone that was available at the time who was out. I went around with my phone and recorded them, so there's quite a lot of background noise in here. But you can pretty clearly hear everyone. I think there's a couple of bits where you might not be able to hear people in the background. But I've done my best, and I think it's pretty clear what everyone's saying. So to give you the rundown, people on this podcast are the editor-in-chief of TheSixthAxis.com, Teflon, Ashwood and Miffy who are long-time community members at the TheSixthAxis and wonderful, wonderful people. Matt Reynolds, who is an editor over at Digital Spy. Dave Irwin, obviously of TSA. Dom Layton, Peter Chapman, formerly of TSA, and now he works for Oddworld and stuff. Colin Barr, who is a community member of TSA, used to be a writer for TSA and is my co-host on the By God Wrestling podcast. Mark Lee writes for TSA, obviously, and Vaughan Highfield, who works over at Alpha and is a long-term friend of the podcast. I think that's pretty much everyone. It's quite a long list of people, but it's actually a short podcast. We just went around, got people to tell me what they liked, and I'm going to let Teflon kick things off by telling you about Clifford the Big Red Dog.
I'm here with Tef. Tef, tell us about Clifford the Big Red Dog.
It's a dog. It's pretty big and it's red. Basically, it's a bit difficult to live with that. You need lots of dog food and stuff. You get stuck in houses.
What game?
How does he get into the houses? That's also difficult. I don't know.
What games did you like at EGX?
Big Cop, which is basically like Clifford the Big Red Dog, but you're a cop. A giant cop.
Anything else?
No.
That was it.
That was it.
You didn't even play that game.
No, I know. But it sounds like the best game.
Alright. Ash,
yes.
What game did you like at EGX?
Well, I spent most of my time playing a game I already own.
Was it Destiny?
It was Destiny, which is a real problem. Other than that, I played Mario Kart with my chin.
Was that special effect, or were you just bored?
6 of one, half a dozen of the other. No, it was special effect. And I beat Miff, who usually beats me at Mario Kart. So from now on, we're only playing with chins.
Reasonable. Miffy Luke, did you also just really like Destiny?
Yeah.
I remember last year you played Destiny and you're like, but I have it at home. What were you doing? You own Destiny. You have like 100 hours in Destiny.
I have like 40 days in Destiny.
What are you doing?
I don't even know where I am.
There are games that aren't Destiny. I don't know if you're aware. There's alternatives.
Yeah, I'm not sure there is. I think you're lying to me.
Did you play anything else you liked?
Yes, I played was it the London Heist Getaway or whatever it is? The VR thing.
That sounds cool.
That was really cool.
VR is cool.
Yes, it is.
Oh, we did play VR. That was cool.
You played just VR generically?
Well, PlayStation VR.
Okay, what did you think of that?
That was interesting. I enjoyed the heist, which is in the van, and I had an Uzi in my hand, and so basically my arms were just swinging everywhere. That's not the one that I recorded, though. I recorded the one where I basically sat waiting for things to happen to me in the kitchen.
Yeah, I thought the VR thing that I got to do was really boring. I was just driving a tank thing, and the aim and movement was with the left and right stick. So having VR was totally pointless other than looking at the controls in the cockpit.
That is quite pointless.
Yeah, so I booked my slot and everything, got to do it, and I went, what's the point in this having a headset on? I might as well just be playing this on a normal screen. There was no point to that. So for me, the VR was disappointing, but that's only because that's the game I got to play. But I did watch Miff playing it and shooting the driver of the van she was in because she's a terrible human being.
I got told I had real bloodlust.
That's not good. That's not good.
I took it as a compliment, personally.
Matt, who we met at the Pizza Express, I don't know. What did you like at EGX?
I played a bunch of Vive stuff, and that was really good. There's a game where you guide in planes into like an airport, and it's like you kind of
It's
like
called flight control.
It's basically flight control but in 3D, and it's as good as it sounds. It's like basically you've got to like do it through 3D space, and that's kind of neat. And you land helicopters, and you can scare seagulls and put out fires.
Did you like...
Put out fires.
Oh, put out fires! Scare seagulls and butterflies.
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard butterflies too.
I've never heard of butterflies taking out an airplane. But if they were tried, I'm sure that Samuel L. Jackson would be all over that.
Yeah. It's the sequel that everyone is asking for. You know.
Did you also like Big Cop?
Giant cop.
Giant Cop.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really silly, a well executed idea where you just pluck people who are making misdemeanors, like they're drunk or they're hitting people, and you put them in jail. That's basically it.
Is the cop's name Clifford?
It isn't. And he is a human, not a dog.
Missed opportunity.
It is a missed opportunity, but let's spend another year in development. They'll get there. They'll realise their dog ambitions. Yeah, give them time.
Hello, Dave.
Hello.
What did you like at EGX today?
Well, I'd say yesterday was the day I had really fun with, a lot of fun with Rise of the Tomb Raider, which it looks gorgeous and it's so good. And it actually has tombs, which is the main thing.
Dom.
Kris.
What did you like at EGX today?
I quite liked Halo 5, although it's just shiny Halo. And Cuphead.
Like actually shiny.
Like actually shiny Halo. And
Are you sure you didn't just put like water on the screen?
well, it might have been. I didn't touch the screen.
Okay.
I liked Cuphead that me and Dave played. And Rock Band was good as well.
Okay, Rock Band was fun actually. Right, let's go over here.
What do you want?
Peter Not Willington Chapman.
That's my full name.
That's your middle name.
That's my full name.
What did you like at EGX today? That is an Oddworld.
I thought Oddworld New and Tasty looked fantastic, really.
You can't talk about games that have been out for like a year.
The only thing I saw at EGX today that wasn't Oddworld was a game called Soul Trader.
That's good, I like Soul Trader.
Yeah, it's like a top-down space trading thing. But it's some really neat ideas in it. It's just gone into Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's very like it's like based around interpersonal relationships and stuff. Yeah. Really, really interesting.
Really, really interesting. So I was talking to that guy for a little while.
If the AI has to be like top notch, but if it is, it'll be great.
Well, it's all. He was explaining it to me. It's all like it charts the relationships between people, but it builds when it starts the game. It procedurally builds a society of people.
Yeah, I know.
And then it advances it like 200 years. So you're dealing with their descendants.
That's the amazing part. Because it would be so easy to like build the society and then leave it there. But then to be like, all right, now here's 200 years of history, it's awesome.
And it's in space.
Yeah. But he really trusts his code to be able to demo that live.
Yeah. Well, it's out. You can download it. If you back them on Kickstarter now, you can download the beta or the alpha.
Yeah. And also, Colin Barr of By God podcast fame.
That sounds good.
What did you like at EGX today? That wasn't wrestling.
There was no wrestling.
It tricked you.
There is no point in me being here.
You got a press pass entitled to see wrestling, and there was no wrestling.
There was no wrestling. The game I actually enjoyed most was Guitar Hero. I played Mirror's Edge, Battlefront, but Guitar Hero was actually the game I enjoyed most. But the music was awesome, and the updates, the live video, really modernises it.
That's really cool. Sounds really good.
And the new controller is it's different to use an old one, but I think it's much more intuitive. And going to watch Rock Band afterwards, I think there's night and day between them.
Excellent. Mark, what did you like at EGX today?
I very much liked The Division.
The Division was actually really good. No one else has said that.
No, it was really, really fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I usually hate playing with other people, but for the sake of that, I actually enjoyed it.
No, it's really, really good. Anything else?
Halo was a 2-hour wait, so I kind of have to say that I liked it.
Just so you don't feel bad?
Yeah, and I don't feel like I wasted 2.5 hours of my life.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Vaughan, what else did you like? I thought you had to leave.
I actually do have to leave. I finished my pint.
What else did you like?
I played Elite Dangerous on Vive. That was fun.
Okay. You realise that game is out?
But I do realise that game is out, yes. I played PlayStation VR. That was also very fun.
Okay.
Not as amazing as I hoped it would have been.
Fair.
Eugenics. Play Eugenics, everybody. And I'll leave it at that with no explanation.
So as Vaughan wraps us up from the pub, that's just about do it for this week's episode of the podcast. I realise this is rather short, probably the shortest episode we have ever done. But that was basically all we had the ability to record during EGX because we just couldn't get people together at any other time, unfortunately. If you want to get a full list of people on this podcast, you can get it over at TheSixthAxis.com, or it should be in the description for this very podcast if you bring it up on your app or whatever. If you would like to follow the podcast itself, you can get it at TSA Podcast on Twitter. You can go to TheSixthAxis.com and get all the details of the podcast and other podcasts we put out. We're also on Stitcher and on YouTube as TSA Podcast. But for now, that's going to do this, so goodbye.
The Sixth Axis Podcast.